adult conversation about who comes into this country. What should our immigration policy look like? I think at the very least, going to go out on a limb here, it should be people who love America, people who understand what made the country great, people who embrace the country, and right now, to say the very least, we are not getting that. I mean, can we at least acknowledge that what we have is a disaster? How are we supposed to have a conversation to fix this if this is what we're getting from the Democrats? Because the Democrats are at least now willing to admit that the border is a disaster, even though they were hesitant to admit it before, but now they can do it because they found a way to spin it as Donald Trump's fault. These are reasonable questions. Who should be able to come into this country? How many? From where? These are all reasonable questions that we cannot answer when we have CNN anchors squealing, "Oh, but the poem! The poem!" The public charge laws that we're talking about were crafted under the Clinton administration. It was part of a 1996 piece of legislation that they just stopped enforcing. And so the Trump administration has now taken steps to start enforcing it again, and everyone's melting down, calling it cruel, calling it anti-America, and I do not know how much longer the country can take the deceit, how much longer the country can take the lies, the phony outrage trying to portray this administration and anyone who supports its policies as evil, as racist, as awful, cruel people. At a certain point, you have to ask, who is the evil one? The people who want to have reasonable conversations about who can come into this country, the ones who want to enact reasonable legislation that had bipartisan support and was signed into law by Bill Clinton, or the people who are lying about it to spread strife and fear and chaos for personal and political power. All right, we're told America needs illegal immigrants. They are the lifeblood of our country. They're amazing for the country because they do everything you won't and more. Right? Wrong. Illegal immigrants steal jobs. That is a fact. Remember, we commended, just last week I think, we commended the Trump administration for that ICE raid that got 680 people suspected of working illegally at food processing plants arrested. Well, even more good news. After Mississippi ICE raids, after those raids, Job Fair draws hopeful workers, American workers. That is 680 job vacancies needing to be filled, and according to this AP report, out of the people who showed up to this job fair were actually mostly black. They spoke with accents from America, the American South, and a few appeared white or Hispanic. Oh, really? Oh, really? Because I thought we were all supposed to love illegal immigrants because they do the jobs that Americans just won't do. That's what we're told. That's what they always tell us.
The jobs that the immigrants get are the jobs that Americans don't want.
They're talking about immigrants who are the only ones doing the jobs that a lot of American citizens won't take.
We need immigration for jobs that Americans don't want to do.
Yeah, well, BS. Now, maybe the people pushing this myth are unwilling to do an honest day's worth of hard work. The people who say this are Democrats determined to import a bunch of reprobates from the third world to guarantee their re-election. You know, the people pushing this myth are these corporatist, globalist thugs with zero allegiance to America looking to import the cheapest labor possible. And then it's also the libertarians pushing this myth. We love the libertarians. But pretty much, I guess the libertarians are covered by that by saying greedy corporatists with no allegiance to America. Maybe they won't do these jobs. And in fact, maybe they are so out of touch that they cannot imagine any American would want to do these jobs. But I've got a news flash for these people. Americans will and always have done whatever they need to get by, whatever they need to succeed. That has always been what Americans do. That's what made this country great in the first place. And if that means busting your butt in a chicken factory, they're going to do it because we are a country of people who value work. I mean, maybe you eggheads forgot that in your ivory towers or at your soul cycle classes, but there are plenty of people out there who have not forgotten the spirit of America. And guess what? The whole, they do the jobs that Americans just won't do, it is actually a proven myth. It is an incorrect talking point. The Center for Immigration Studies actually did some research, unlike you people, and they determined that among the 474 separate occupations defined by the Department of Commerce, we find only a handful of majority immigrant occupations and none completely dominated by immigrants, legal or illegal. Furthermore, in none of the 474 occupations do illegal immigrants constitute a majority of workers. Huh, that's weird, right? That's weird. I mean, surely there are at least some jobs At least some of them that are mostly done by illegal immigrants, because that's what we're told. I don't know, maybe like farming? Nope. There are no occupations in the United States in which a majority of workers are illegal immigrants. None. Fascinating. You know, it's almost like you're being lied to. They are lying to you. They really think you're that dumb. Because while we hear the lie that illegal immigrants do the jobs that Americans won't do, we also hear this all the time.
The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer.
The rich get richer and the poor get poorer?
Well, why is that? Maybe it's because of all the jobs stolen by illegal immigrants. Maybe it's because hiring immigrants, both legal and illegal, drives down wages. And yet you're supposed to be thrilled about illegal immigration. I mean, it makes no sense, especially now that we're in America almost at full employment. The job market is competitive, finally, and illegal immigrants, like the ones rounded up during those ICE raids, took the jobs that Americans could have used. So why should you be getting poorer so that giant companies can give jobs to people who shouldn't be here in the first place? The whole thing doesn't add up. But hey, don't let logic get in the way of an agenda. You guys are threatened, American people are threatened all the time by Democrats and greedy corporations who do not have loyalty to this country. Without the help of unauthorized workers, production would drop and consumers would likely see higher prices. Hey, CBS News, that's just not true. But let's pursue their logic for a moment. We're supposed to be happy that Americans are out of work, collecting unemployment, and taking food stamps, all funded by our tax dollars, so that illegal immigrants can be exploited for cheap labor. So that prices can be slightly cheaper. Yeah, that doesn't really work for me. And as I showed you earlier, it's not even an accurate talking point because there aren't any fields of work that are dominated by illegal immigrants. None of their lies or explanations make a lick of sense. We don't need illegal immigration, and that's just a fact. We don't need it. It is against the law, period. Full stop. It doesn't help the average American economically. It certainly doesn't help anyone as far as safety goes with MS-13 running around. No, it's a scourge on this nation. It is a serious problem, and you're not crazy for wanting it fixed. You're not racist for wanting it fixed. We want a vibrant and healthy America. We want people working. We want people supporting themselves. We want the government to stop sabotaging our ability to make a living for ourselves. We want our borders secured, and we want the people living here illegally removed. All of them. More of the BS that they are helping. No more of the BS. I'm sick of the BS. No, we are sick of the talking points. We're sick of the lies. If you want to help the country, hire American, because there are plenty of Americans willing to do the job that illegals just do not deserve.